Life's monster builder, I laid the foundation.
All right, what is up, everybody? What was that? Okay, so this was kind of a last minute live stream wanted to do. Dr. Al Garza decided to make a video about me. If you don't know who he is, he talks about how he's like a black belt in jiu-jitsu or I don't know, karate, I don't know. And then he has a PhD. I think it's like I forgot. I don't want to say anything wrong or incorrect. So, I asked Jesse if he wanted to come up here with me because Jesse was also on the screen with the video that Dr. Al Garza was doing. So I'm like, hey, and I know Jesse, there are some things too that you also excuse me, want to say. So real quick, let me kind of just tell you how all this kind of came up real quick. I get notifications. I forgot how this got set up, but through my email, I get notifications of really anybody who is writing Christian papers. Now, a lot of them are on the Trinity and stuff like that. Dr. Al Garza, he wrote a page, and he's going to comment on this video and saying that I'm not being honest and everything like that. He wrote a page. It was something along the lines of like, Jesus is not the angel of the Lord, but like either Jesus is the word of the Lord or like the word of the Lord is the angel of the Lord. Something like that. And I thought it was interesting, again, he's going to comment and say that I'm being dishonest and whatever. That's fine. I genuinely don't remember. I had to cancel with him just because work got busy. Okay. I think he took offense to that. Okay. But Jesse's up here too. Jesse, have we done the conclusion to the debate of Dale Tuggy and James White yet?
Yeah, we haven't done the closings yet.
Right. Because I'm busy with work and I said, hey, Jesse, we can't do it tonight. I had to push it back. All right. I also had Dr. Dustin Smith on my channel where I was like 10-15 minutes late and I was apologizing. He's like, I can only kind of give you, because I was late. So we hurried up and did it. But it's definitely not a shot at Dr. Al Garza just because I had to like reschedule him. I got super busy. I'm a plumbing contractor. I own my own company. I have a lot of projects going on, stuff like that. So it's not me doing it because like I don't like Dr. Al Garza or whatever. I wrote him a nice email like saying, hey, I know you're a Trinitarian and I'm a biblical Unitarian, but I thought your paper was interesting. I wanted to talk about it. So I couldn't have him on. I was trying to, still do, all this and everything. Then I don't know, this kind of irritated me. So this was a video I did. One of the guys, he's basically trying to show that Jesus is God because of the Granville Sharp rule. So he brings up 2 Peter, I believe is it 2 Peter 1:1?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I couldn't remember if it was like 1:1 or 1:2. 2 Peter 1:1, where it's like our Lord or our God and Savior, Jesus Christ. So that's one of the things that he says here too. So I want to show this part real quick. Okay, so just go ahead. Okay, volume's up. So Jacob here is implying the Granville Sharp rule. So this is actually what it says. He declared, referring to Granville Sharp himself, that when the Greek word kai, usually translated and, joins two nouns of the same case, and the first noun has definite article and the second does not, the two nouns refer to the same subject. Now, what's interesting about this is this was a new rule that was later implemented, and it doesn't go back to how the Koine Greek actually worked back in the day. And for a good example of this, we have Nigel Turner, who is a Trinitarian. He says this, quote, unfortunately, at this period of Greek, we cannot be sure that such a rule is really decisive. Sometimes the definite article is not repeated, even when there is a clear separation in the idea. So as we can see from this honest Trinitarian right here, admitting that the rule did not exist at the time. So for us to use it nowadays, it's just bad theology.
halal when reading.
Okay. So I just wanted to play that real quick. I have the quote on the freaking screen. Okay, and let me just go back a hair real quick. All right, look, guys, there is the quote right there. There's the citation. Dr. Nigel Turner, he is a Trinitarian, but so yes, he says, verbatim, unfortunately, in this period of Greek, we cannot be sure that such a rule is really decisive. Sometimes the definite article is not, what does that say? Repeated, even when there is a clear separation in idea. Okay, so he's admitting this. Okay, so then I made the comment like, hey, like he even admits that it wasn't there. So this is kind of like the weird thing. So as soon as I kind of canceled Al Garza, I said, hey, I will get back to you. I didn't get back to him yet. He then, now I'll try to zoom in on this. Where are you? Did I zoom in too much? I think I zoomed in too much.
I think the comment's closed.
Okay, there we go. Okay, I hope you guys can see that well enough. So Dr. Al Garza right here, he says, let me comment by saying that Moulton, Howard, Turner did not say that the rule did not exist. I never said that they said that. As you guys can clearly see, and the video was 4 months ago. A friendly response to God Unveiled with Jacob featuring Halal Christian. Like that's the video. I never said that he said this. Right. So automatically he's strawmanning my position, which is, you're a freaking doctor, dude. Like, this. Right. You can't say that this is done out of ignorance or whatever. Like, you're a freaking doctor. This. Okay. I never claimed that. Okay. As it states in the video, we cannot be sure that such a rule can be decisive. By you stating that they claim that the rule did not exist is dishonest to what it actually says. I'm simply pointing out what was said in the exact video. So if we go up, he says, sometimes the definite article is not repeated, even when there is a clear separation of any idea. Okay, so he even says that the rule A doesn't work. B, there's no evidence that it was back then. Right? Like, we don't have any evidence that cars existed in 2,000 years ago. Why? Because they didn't exist. Like, I don't know what he's doing here. I'm happy that there are Trinitarians who believe in the Trinity, can just be honest with this. I actually appreciate a Trinitarian that will simply just say, hey, you know what? I believe in the Trinity. I can't prove it. It's a mystery, but I believe in it. Okay, well, then that's fine. I personally don't care. What is irritating to me is when, the Trinity is in the Bible. It's in John 1:1. No, it's not. Or they say you have to believe in this because it's a salvation issue. Again, no, it's not. But for Al Garza to kind of write this, and then, we kind of went back and forth for a little bit. I left it alone. But even saying that it's poor apologetics to claim that the Granville Sharp rule didn't exist back then, that's apparently poor apologetics. So to be honest with you guys, when he made that kind of comment towards me, I was kind of I don't know. I was just what's your problem? So I wasn't really eager to have him on the show. I did email him today. Let me pull that up. I did reach out to him if he wanted to have come on and talk about this whole agency video that he made. He said he's with family and everything like that. So I actually told Jesse, hey, we're not going to do it. Wait. But then I'm like, wait a minute. Dude has my email. He did not email me about this. He's trying to put me on blast. He's trying to embarrass me. So I'm like, you know what? He's clearly not showing me any he's not being charitable to me. And it's I'm not going to let this sit. I want to address what he's saying. I don't think he's being completely honest here. So, in his video that he made, kind of addressing me. So
with Dr. Al.
So real quick, before we kind of go into this video, he says, when Unitarians can't tell the difference between Shalak versus Shaliach. So first off, I just want to say, for me personally, I do know the difference. The Shalak is the verb to send out, right? Which ironically, he even admits what the word apostle is. Yeah, he's still trying to show a distinction. And obviously, one who is sent out would be a shaliach. True. The specific phrase shaliach, or calling someone a shaliach, as in like I am a shaliach, doesn't appear, because also too, the sentence structure just isn't present in the Tanakh, in the Old Testament. Later on, we see this in like rabbinic writing, where the writers from like the Midrash, the Talmud, the Gemara and the Mishnah would talk about these agents, these sent ones. So they wouldn't say that this person was sent out. They would just simply say he's a shaliach. So it was a rabbinical term, but it still uses the root word. So for me personally, that's good enough. Okay. As long as it has the root word in it. So it's, symbolically showing that this one entity, this person, place, or thing, which is a noun, is a shaliach. This is a sent one, sent as a verb. Okay. So to Dr. El Garza with the stupid comment for the video, I mean, don't be a smartass. I know the difference. Okay. No, like seriously, like I don't understand, this whole like, oh, Unitarians don't know this. Oh, I gotcha. Because what you're going to do is I'm going to expose you in two different ways as we're going to watch this. And yeah, so Jesse, I've been talking a lot. Is there anything you want to say?
It's all good, man. I'm just listening.
Okay. Let's hear what he has to say.
Al Garza.
Welcome back to another edition of Bible Answers Unfiltered and Black Belt Theology and Apologetics. I'm your host, Dr. El Garza.
Black Belt Theology.
So today we're going to be discussing a video clip that was sent to me from a gentleman who saw this from Will's website, Will's YouTube channel, and I'll post a link down there so you can watch it. I have it up here on the screen. And they were doing a debate review of John 1:1. I think that was one with Dr. James White and Dale Tuggy. And so it got to the point where this clip is dealing with agency and the concept of agency. Now, this is where I think Unitarians who are not formally trained in linguistics, in the language, Jewish culture context, and they're more self-educated and they're not formally trained by someone, this is where you can see it right here. This is where it becomes embarrassing for the Unitarian and anybody else who tries to make this argument, which I'm going to show. This argument has no foundation at all. It's conflating two different Hebrew words.
Okay. So right there, I am conflating two different words. Okay. So he's not focusing on a root word. I want everyone to understand and know this. He's not focusing on a root word, as in like he will, they will, that would be like the same root word. He's saying two completely different words. Okay. So again, Dr. Al Garza, keep and hold that same energy, my brother. Keep and hold that same energy.
One that doesn't even exist in the Hebrew Bible versus one that does as a verb. We're going to show it.
Okay. So this exists in the Bible. Okay. So, okay.
But this is where training has to be applied here, formal linguistic training, because this is the kind of stuff you're going to get. They're not intentionally trying to be dishonest, but they are, because they're not really
We're not trying to be dishonest, but we are being dishonest. Okay.
understanding where, or if they do understand, they're not really being honest on the difference of the words and where they originate from. They simply conflate them, the two words of a verb and a noun in Hebrew, either a shalach or a shaliach, one without the yod, the other with the yod.
Okay. So right there, the one has the yod, yod, if you're reading it as it is, but whatever. Okay. So right there, kind of going back to what he said earlier, I'm conflating the two different words together because one has the letter yud in it while the other one doesn't. So if that means that they are two separate words, that's fine. Because we're going to pull up the interlinear and we're going to see the root word shalach, but we're never going to actually see the word shalach. We're going to see different variations of it, of he send, they send, I will send. So it's not going to have the three letters. It's always going to be added to. So Dr. Al Garza, hold that same energy.
One comes from the Hebrew Bible, to send, as a verb. The other comes from rabbinic tradition, specifically in the Talmud and in the Mishnah, where it refers to a.
So like, if he's so educated, he actually would know that the Mishnah is actually in the Talmud. All right, the Talmud itself contains the Mishnah and the Gemara. So like him talking about how like these are two different sets of books. I mean, he clearly doesn't know what he's talking about, but that's okay.
A noun as someone, an agency, someone it's an agency doctrine that developed in rabbinic literature. So they will conflate the two and act like both of them exist in the Hebrew Bible, and they don't. This is something that, why, like I said, most scholars on a very fundamental level would never take them seriously, because this is the kind of stuff they do. I'm going to play this clip. I want you to listen carefully, because you're going to see Will conflate the two words together. He pronounces them back and forth as if they are the same type of word or same word, and they're not. So from a shalach to a shaliach, with the yod in one of them as a noun, and he's conflating the two. And he even tells people to look at Strong's concordance. Now,
so the reason why, so Dr. Al Garza is right here. He's going to go into, but you have to look at the lexicon. You have to look at harlot. Okay. That will not tell you all the occurrences of the word. Okay. The lexicon will tell you different parts where that word is used throughout in different ways. But a concordance will tell you how many times it is used. The lexicon does not tell you how many times it is being used. That's why I just showed the concordance. I'm not using the definition from the concordance, Dr. Al Garza. Again, you know this because you are a doctor. You're not an idiot. Okay. Well, supposedly you're not an idiot. Okay. You have a PhD.
Strong's is for the layman. We in martial arts, you'd say that's the white belt man's tool. If you're a white belt, you go to Strong's.
But again, am I using the definite, like he's going to play the video. He's going to play the video for you guys. I'm not using the definition from the concordance. The concordance will tell you how many times the word is used and how many verses. Like Jesse, you have a lexicon. You have BDAGs, right?
Yeah.
I might be wrong.
But the Hebrew won't be in the BDAG. That's just for the Greek.
Right, for the Greek. But does BDAG tell you how many times the specific word occurs in how many verses?
Off the top of my head, I don't know. I had the BDAG, but I haven't looked at it a lot. Yeah. Do
you mind looking at it real quick? Because I might be wrong. I just look. If I'm wrong, hey, I'm wrong. Oh, Jesse, I'm sorry, dude. I thought it was on your computer. Oh, you have the book. You have the book.
Yeah, I have the book.
Oh, I thought you bought it on. Okay, I'm sorry, dude. I thought you had it on your computer. That's why I'm like, oh, you're already at your computer. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I actually did, but then I returned it because it didn't have the John 17:3 reading, and I thought that was biased. But it's in the book. It's just not in the logo software. Go figure.
And this is why books are better, people.
I found that out. But
Like any Greek word, does it tell you how many times it occurs and how many verses?
no, it's not giving me that information. It gives me examples of in the Bible and outside the Bible examples, but it's not telling me how many times a word is used.
Right. So for you to know how many times the word is used, which I'd say in my video, again, Dr. Al Garza here is strawmanning my position. I'm not using the concordance to show the definition. I'm using the concordance to show how many times it is used in the Hebrew scriptures, because I said it's about 800 times. The guy said he doesn't know what he's talking about. So I said, okay, fine. Like, let me pull up the concordance real quick. So, like, Dr. Al Garza, like, what are you doing? What are you doing?
I think he's just picking, an easy battle, misrepresenting your position, because the word shalak is definitely in the Bible. Okay,
Yes.
so the principle of the concept is in the Bible. Just because a specific word is not in the Bible doesn't mean the subject isn't there. So if there's someone sending, there is going to be a sent one. So the principle is definitely there, and that's what you were pointing at.
Yeah, let me talk real quick to everyone here, okay? Like Jesse, or I if Dr. Al Garza was actually here right now, I would ask him this. Okay, I would ask him this. If there is a leak in your drain pipe, okay, that would mean that your plumbing system is not properly plumbed. Okay, so Dr. Al Garza, what kind of technician would you call to make sure your plumbing system is plumbed? You would call a plumber. To plumb is a verb, a plumber is a noun. Okay? You would call that individual a plumber who would come and make sure your plumbing system is plumbed. Just as if someone might have been sent out, a salach, okay? That person would be known as a shaliach. Okay? We understand that doesn't appear. That's an argument from silence. Me as a Unitarian, Jesse, I'll even say it. Just because a Trinity is not in the Bible doesn't mean it doesn't exist. I don't think that's a good argument, but if you're going to argue and say, I think it's, but the concept, prove the concept. Prove that there are three distinct persons, all powerful, all knowing, always present, to being eternal, to all of these things, right? Like, prove that, prove the definition. Even though the term shaliach doesn't appear, doesn't mean that someone who is sent to do something isn't a shaliach. This is like, funny. I was just in the middle of, he said, Father's right here says, funny, I was just in the middle of watching Al Garza's video. I don't think he has a case. All root words or root origins into Hebrew are verbs. Yes. So I'm going to go into this too. Because actually, I'm going to go into this freaking right now. Let's go. I was literally going to spend time with the family. We're going to watch the movie David, but I saw this stupid video he put out. I'm just like, all right, bro. Like, I don't know why. Like, dude, I hate it too, because I think I'm one of the most chillest people here. Let me say this real quick. I had a Mormon on my channel a few days ago. All right. I had a Mormon on. I've had another different Mormon on. I've had my one buddy, Kevin, he's a Catholic on here. I've had an Orthodox guy on here. I've had other Trinitarians like Dr. James Agnew, Dr. Ken Hovind, and Dr. Ryan Mullins. I love Dr. Ryan Mullins, one of the coolest nowadays philosopher guys ever. He's a Trinitarian, but like have a conversation with him. He's super cool. He's super cool. Anyone is allowed on my channel. We can all have different beliefs. I just like conversations. What I don't like is stupid videos where you're going to tag me and misrepresent me on purpose while you claim to have a doctorate degree. Okay. That to me is stupid, but that's also fine. You can, whatever you want to do. Okay. So, stop screen share, pull this up. I'm going to pull this right up right here. Okay. So how does that look to everyone? Okay, let me zoom in a little bit. Okay, so people, this is what I wanted to kind of show. So, oh my gosh. Okay, there we go. All right, here is the shalak right here. Okay, shalak, there it is as the verb. Okay, so we have the 3 letters right here. Oh man, I forgot. Dr. Al Garza, he's gonna stop this. We have the shin, the lamed, and it's not the top, is that the hey?
Ket.
The het.
Ket.
So we have 3 letters right here. Okay. We have three letters. So these 3 letters are a shalak. Okay. So Dr. Al Garza's comment earlier, okay, is this right here is not shaliach because it doesn't have the yud right there. Okay. It doesn't have the yud. So they are 2 different words. Okay. Fine, Al Garza. That's cool. Let's go with that. Okay. So right here, we're in Genesis. Let me pull up my phone real quick. We are in Genesis chapter 3, verse 22. And what we're going to be looking, where is it? Right here. So this is Yishla. Okay. It's still from the root word shaliach. Okay. Right here. It's still from the root word shaliach, but it is not in the same way. Okay. Here we have a yud. We have a yud right there. So it is not the same word. So to Dr. Al Garza then, and again, brother, hold that same energy. This is not shalak. But obviously it's the same root word. Okay, so the concordance would tell you that yes, this is still the same root word and it is noted as the same occurrence. All right, as we go back right here. Where is it? Right here. It is the same occurrence. Okay, 7971. That is a shalak. But it's not the same because now we have the letter yud. So now they're 2 different words. But you're not going to find this specifically, a shalak, as this. Oh, hold on. You're not going to find this verbatim in the scriptures. It's always going to be some different form. Okay. As right here. You know, we see the shin, the lamed, and the het, but there are other letters that are added to it. Same thing right here. Other letters added to it. Same right here. Other letters added to it. Same right here. Other letters added to it. So I don't. This one he sent. Let's look at Genesis 8 real quick. This is a salah, not a shalak. So we have the shin from a sin. Different Hebrew letter. Okay. So the root word is still there, guys. Like that's I think the most annoying thing about this is he's still being dishonest. Does Shiliach appear in that specific form? No. Okay. But it's still one who is being sent. That's what, is annoying for me. And I feel like every other Unitarian, just because how dishonest he's being. So to make that argument again, he wouldn't even be correct in that a shalach even appears in his understanding. So I don't know, but let's I'm gonna pull this down.
Scholars don't use Strongs. Most scholars who know the language, they don't use it. They do have to consult a lexicon. They'll use Hallowed or other ones that actually are formed by scholars, brought up to date on the linguistic background of words and morphology and all those things, the etymology and so forth. So this is where we're going to get Will's lack of understanding and honesty in how these words are used. So let's pay attention to what Will says, and then we're going to comment on about it, and I'm going to show you the difference in the words.
And also, too, while we're doing this, watch me use the concordance to show the occurrence of every time it is being used and how many verses. And then real quick again, so River of Eden, none of those passages use a word for agency in either Greek or Hebrew. So the Hebrew is shaliach, which appears over 800 times. I believe it's 851 times it appears within the Hebrew Bible.
All right, I need to listen to what he's saying here, because is he saying shalach or shaliach appears 800 times in the Hebrew Bible? If he's saying shalach, the verb, then yes. If he's saying shaliach, the noun, then no, it does not. It never appears, and it's not even a word found in the Hebrew Bible. Let's listen to what he says again.
Agency in either Greek or Hebrew. So the Hebrew is shaliach, which appears over 8.
Shaliach. That's the noun version that does not appear anywhere in the Hebrew Bible.
And again, the root word itself for shalach doesn't appear by itself. It is the root word with either a yud or whatever other Hebrew letters are going to be either a prefix or a suffix of that root word. This is your best argument to me. This is I got the Unitarian moment of, we know that Will is self-taught because he's an idiot and doesn't know the difference, because they're two different Hebrew words, and one has the yud and the other doesn't, or the yod, apparently, according to Dr. Garza. That's insane. That's dishonest on your part. Go ahead, Jesse. Sorry.
Let me say something here real quick. Only because he was being nitpicky. Like I said, the principle's definitely in the Bible, but what did he just say? That's the noun version. Really? What does tell me, Will, what does shaliach mean?
One who is sent to send.
Whoa. What does shaliach mean? No, shalach mean. What does shalach mean?
Yeah, one who is sent out.
No, not shaliach. What's shalach? What does it mean?
Shalach to
send.
To send out. To send.
Okay, but he said that's the noun version. So the noun version is truly the sender, not the sent one. So he actually, only because he's being nitpicky, I'm going to be nitpicky on his words. That's not the noun version. That's not the word for sender. That's the word for sent one. So I'm just saying, if he's going to be picky on how people talk, he needs to watch and be more professional in the way he talks, especially as a doctor with a PhD.
Right. You know what? I have no problem saying that, I'm an idiot. I have no problem saying I'm an idiot. I really don't care. I do this because I'm passionate about it. This isn't my full-time job. This is this dude's full-time job. This guy right here, this is his full-time job. Okay. I do this just because, so thank you. I didn't know that Will was self-taught. He's doing an absolute brilliant job if that is the case. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. I bring this up. I bring this up in the video. Or wait, shoot, I can't remember if I bring this specifically up. Yeah, but Hebrews chapter 3, verse 1. He definitely, I believe he talks about it. I'm trying to remember now. I don't want to say anything false, but
he does. He mentions that you mentioned it. He says he doesn't deny it.
I remember we said it and we talked about like the full video, but that was like the short I made, so I couldn't remember if I included it or not.
As a noun, it's shalach as a verb. A shaliach with the yod is foreign to the Hebrew Bible and appears only in later rabbinical language, Hebrew, rabbinical Hebrew, Mishnah, Talmud, and it becomes a doctrine of agency. So listen to that again, so we're not confused of how he's conflating the words, because then he's going to go to Strong's and he's going to pull up shalach, the verb, as if it's the same as the noun, and it's not.
So like, and again, like, guys, I know there's the difference, but it's the root word, right? Like, okay, you know what? For Dr. Al Garza, like, if you want me to say, hey, I'm sorry, I was wrong for saying like verbatim that shaliach, that specific form is used, but I was saying this like as in like the general knowledge that the root word shalach is there. Okay. And someone even commented, I believe earlier, that it's the root, like all the Hebrew words are like root words. And then you have different prefixes and suffixes, or even other Hebrew words combined together to make the new word. Okay. So sure, shaliach in of itself does not appear. Okay. If I was wrong, okay, if we're going to take that as a verbatim, I was wrong. Okay, Dr. Al Garza, I hope you're, if this is your, I got the Unitarians, then cool, I don't care. But I was assuming like we all kind of like knew it was the verb. So again, Dr. Al Garza, I apologize. I'll be more specific. Wow, man.
They even spelled the same in Hebrew. Take a listen.
Agency in either Greek or Hebrew. So the Hebrew is shaliach, which appears over 800 times. I believe it's 851 times it appears within the Hebrew Bible. The Greek term for agency is actually apostle. Okay, one who was sent. And Hebrews chapter 3 verse 1 calls Jesus an apostle. And Jesus says multiple times, "For I have been sent to do this." So there we go with that real quick. And Jesse, hold on 1 second. I want to.
So real quickly here, yes, Jesus in Hebrews 3:1 is called an apostle, one who is the sent one, literally the sent one. It's just a word, apostolos.
It's just the word. It's just the word, guys. Just don't look at it.
The sent one as a noun. Jesus, that's the only place that actually refers to him in that way as a noun. Other passages just mainly as the verb as being the sent, one who was sent by God. Of course, no Trinitarian denies that. We hold to the same foundational doctrine that Jesus the Messiah was sent by God.
Okay, so was he sent by himself? Because Jesus is also God. Who was Jesus sent by? He was sent by God. Who's God? Father, Son, Holy Spirit. So the Father, Son, Holy Spirit sent the Son. Cool.
That doesn't work. It doesn't work. John 8:42, Jesus says that the God sent him, but he didn't come of himself. So he wasn't a part of that divine sending.
Right. And I just saw this. I agree that Al Garza was nitpicking, capitalizing on a tiny mistake on your part, but it was simply a matter of noun versus verb. I didn't take away from your general argument. Yeah, like that's my entire argument, because the shalach itself appears 852 times, and I believe 790 verses in the Old Testament. You're not going to find a shalach by itself you're always going to find it with a prefix or a suffix or some minor change, because I sent versus he sent is going to be different in the Hebrew. It's going to be different, but it's only going to be different by like one letter, you know. But the root word is to send out is the whole thing, right? So that's what, you know. Oh man, it's so frustrating and annoying, and it's like, I think Dr. Al Garza is just, I don't know, I think he's just trying to flex on me, because if you want to say I made a mistake, sure, whatever. I didn't specify, that's my fault. Okay, fine. I think like the general audience knew what I was referring to, because again, shalak, if we're going to take it how it's written, it doesn't appear. It's always going to have a prefix, suffix. It's always going to have the root word's going to be there, but it's always going to have something added to it. So even to like his argument, like, it's like, I'm sorry, but that's stupid. And you're a freaking doctor, dude. Well, the Bible is not meant for linguistic technicians. If by chance Dr. Al Garza has an upper hand on the grammar, you have 200% proven to be the better exegete. Your wisdom and understanding surpasses doctor. Thank you. I appreciate that. And like, this is just annoying, because like, if I'm wrong on something, like if I quote a verse, if I'm just like, hey, Jesse, Psalms, I don't know, 135:10 says that like God loves you, but it says something different, I have no problem saying, hey, shoot, my bad, guys. I was literally on a live a few months ago where I thought a verse was in the Bible. I thought, what was I thinking? I thought there was a verse in the New Testament in Acts, and I was embarrassed. I thought it said something along the lines of, regarding the Sabbath, that what did it say? They did not like pay or put money towards something because it was a Sabbath and they waited until Sunday. I thought there was a verse that said that, because I brought up like, hey, interesting, in the Bible it says this. Hey, Will, where does it say that? I'm like, I don't know. I believe it's an Acts somewhere, and I couldn't find it. And I was like, hey guys, sorry, I'm wrong.
Sounds like something in Corinthians where he said that at the end of the week or something, he was going to collect up the money.
Yeah, that's what I'm referring to. Is that Corinthians?
It's in Corinthians, but it doesn't say. That might be a commentary of why he did it at the first of the week and not the end of the week.
That's what I think. I think I read a commentary and I thought it was like, so guys, like, I have no problem. But and if Dr. Al Garza wants me to say I'm wrong, and it's like, okay, sure, yes, I'm wrong that the verbatim form shaliach, calling someone a shaliach, does not appear in the Bible. Okay, I was wrong on that. Like that's fine. But I mean, I meant the root word. So shame on me. I should be more specific. But I also didn't think that someone like Dr. Al Garza would actually make a video and clip this and be like, ha, these self-taught stupid Unitarians, ha ha ha, Unitarianism is dying and it's false and everything like that. Okay, so, but
hold up. Don't forget though, he keeps saying that shaliach is the noun form of shalak, but that could not be true, because if shalak means to send, the noun form should be sender, not sent one. The correct way to say is the shaliach is a derivative from the verb shalak. But something else is in the back of my mind also, Will. Of all the videos we posted about this debate, this is the only thing he has something to say about?
so we're doing pretty good then. Is that what you're saying? We're doing pretty good.
If this is the best he can do to try to shoot us down because he can't refute anything else, I mean, something's going good.
Yeah, I mean, so here's a question. Will, could it be a sign of desperation, grasping for straws? I mean, so look, I don't hate Dr. Al Garza. I'm not mad at him. I wish he like messaged me, but I honestly feel like because I pushed him out, and you know, he put that rude comment on my one video saying that like I'm being dishonest and everything like that. I'm just like, I mean, whatever, dude. I think like something else is like going on in your life to kind of take your anger out on me. I just kind of avoided him. But like one thing with Dr. Al Garza is he's not respected in the academic world. And I'm not saying this. I'm saying what other scholars, theologians, philosophers who are also Trinitarian have said regarding the guy. Like, I guess he doesn't have a lot of stuff peer reviewed from his papers. He has his own publishing company. And a lot of people have asked, why does he have his own publishing company? Why can't he go to another publisher to publish his book? Is it not like sophisticated enough? Is it not like, why? Right? I've never made a video dissing him, calling him out, anything like that. But it's like, I don't know if he's just like a one-trick pony guy where he just wants to talk crap about Unitarians. And I'm a Unitarian and I made a video and he's like, this one thing I'm going to poke at Will. I don't know, but we'll get back.
But that doesn't mean what the Unitarians will not deal with is the incarnation. Again, did Jesus pre-exist as God, the second person, the Word? And yes, he does. This is why you have passages where Jesus say, I have come down from heaven. Or Paul talks about the same thing, that Jesus is from heaven above. You see all these different terms. He's the Word that was made flesh. Philippians 2, he was in the form of God, took the form of a servant, put on the form of a servant, found in the likeness of man. He laid aside all his privileges and put on that form. This is the incarnation, where now he becomes obedient to the Father. Therefore, the Father now sends him because he's in flesh. He put on flesh, and now he gave everything up to be that servant, that slave to the Father, and then the Father sends him as the Messiah. Again, this is Trinitarian doctrine. We have no problem with Jesus being one who is sent from God as the Messiah. Now, the agency doctrine. Who
did he just say is God?
I know, yeah, he can't. And it's annoying too, because he'll say like, "Oh yeah, God here is referring to the Father," but like, how do you know that? How do you know that? Like, I swear, Trinitarians are secretly Unitarians, because them just what's it called? Just they will pick and choose when God is referring only to the Father. But like, if it's just like, hey, Jesse, I prayed to God last night, they're gonna be like, oh, well, that refers to Father, Son, Holy Spirit. And it's like, well, how do you know? Because then if it's like Jesus prayed to God, oh, well, that only refers to the Father.
Here's a good test. When you see a distinction between Jesus and the Father, or Jesus and God in the Scripture, God is automatically the Father. But since the Father can be God alone in the Bible, what verse says Jesus God alone in the Bible?
Yeah, none. It's weird too, because we have 4 examples in the Old Testament that refer to God as like specifically Yahweh. And I know he'll still say, oh, well, Yahweh is a title. No, Yahweh is a name. By my name, Yahweh, they have not known me. By my name, Yahweh, it's not a title. It is a name. My name is Will. Will is not a title. Will is a name. It's a personal name that my parents gave to me. Or here, Dr. Al Garza will clip that. My parents gave me the name William. My nickname is Will. Okay. So I got to correct myself again, because Dr. Al Garza is going to pull up like my driver's license. His name is William. It's not Will or Milwaukee. He's lying. The Unitarians strike again. But yeah, I don't know. And Trinitarians are secretly they are. I swear they are.
Because the issue we're having is Will's conflating a one Hebrew word, which River of Eden was correct, does not exist in the Hebrew Bible, which you heard Will say sheliach in the beginning. A sheliach does not exist in the Hebrew Bible. It's shalach, a verb. It's never a noun in the Hebrew Bible. Never a noun in the Hebrew Bible. That doesn't exist until later rabbinic doctrine of agency found mainly in the Talmud and the Mishnah that we find this teaching. But listen to what he says. He's going to conflate the words. You're going to listen how he's pronouncing it. Shalach versus shaliach. There's a yod in there in the second one as a noun. He's conflating it. They are not the same, and neither are they the same in the Hebrew Bible because they don't exist. The noun does not exist in the Hebrew Bible. But listen to what he says.
I want to present this real quick. Okay, so this is where I bring up the concordance. Okay, I am going to show from this concordance how many times the word is used. Okay, I'm going to show how many verses this is being used with. Okay, I'm not using this as my only source of what it means, anything like that. Jesse has a frickin' lexicon. Jesse just looked at the frickin' lexicon and Jesse just confirmed that the Greek doesn't show you how many times the word occurs, nor does it show you how many times or how many verses it occurs in. What tool do you have to use for that? A concordance. The whole thing with that River of Eden guy was never a what does a shiliach mean? It was how many times it occurs. I said 800 sometimes because I couldn't remember how many times it verbatim appears. So what do we do? Dr. Al Garza, you're not going to pull up a lexicon, Dr. Al Garza. You're going to pull up a concordance, Dr. Al Garza. So I'm shocked that a doctor doesn't know what a concordance does, and instead he just wants to mock me for using a concordance. You silly, wascally wabbit, you. Just because there was a comment that says the term shalia actually doesn't appear a single time in the Hebrew scriptures. Don't know where the guy came up with 800 times. So for everyone watching and listening, okay, all you have to do is go to any Strong's Concordance, type in H7971. There's shaliach. Look at the very bottom right there. It says occurs 852 times in 790 verses. Like, I'm not bringing up the definition. That's why Dr. Al Garza in the very beginning, we call this white belt apologetics. Am I using the definition, Dr. Al Garza? No, I'm using the concordance. Like, you're grossly misrepresenting me. You're grossly being so freaking dishonest. And look, I'm just a dumb plumber, okay? But you are someone who's apparently has done all these studies. You know all this and that. You're like God's gift to the Trinitarians. And like, you're completely strawmanning my position. Like, you're being so disingenuous right now. It's disgusting. Like, this comment section, this comment section is wild.
So the Rivers of Eden was talking about a sheliach with the yod, the noun form, and Will here pulls up the verb form, and he's even pronouncing, he's conflating both of them, shalach versus a sheliach. They're not the same. So Will brings up Strong Concordance that shows the top shalach, the verb, over 800 times in the Hebrew Bible. It's not sheliach, the noun. It is not, the noun does not exist in Hebrew. That is a term that was created from the verb in later rabbinical theology or concepts of agency only found in their writings. This is why River of Eden was confronting Will, and Will conflates the two. Either he's very ignorant of the difference, or he's literally being dishonest on how one is found as the verb, shalach, versus the other that is not found anywhere in the Hebrew Bible as a noun.
And let me just, again, if we're looking at the Strongs right here, here's the root, guys. Here's the root. Look, here's the root. Oh, look, there's another letter right here. Another letter. Here's the root with the prefix and a suffix. Here's the root with a prefix and a suffix. All right. Now, it's not always going to have a prefix and a suffix. It's sometimes we'll just have a prefix. Sometimes it'll just have a suffix. Sometimes it'll be a little different. But the root word itself, so like, again, to Dr. Al Garza's like idea, we're not going to see the shin, the shin, the lamed, and the het as it is right here. As it is right here, we're not going to see this just by itself. Okay, with all the little markings underneath it from the Masoretes to tell us how to pronounce each thing and everything like that. It's going to be different. It's going to be different. But it's still, but all these words, even though these words are all different, guys, it still is going to, the concordance is still going to tell you that it is a shalak, that it is like the root word up here, 7971. It's the root word. And again, that's why I'm using the concordance to show you how many times it appears. And yes, to father's joy. That shows that the root words can and does appear in different forms grammatically. Yes, they all appear in different forms and grammatically, because some will say like he sent, she sent, they will send, he has sent, she has sent. Okay, the sending could be in the future, present, or past, and then it could be a he, they, she, we, them. There's different forms. I think with like I don't know how many different possible forms it could be, but I think, I don't know, maybe like 10 or something. So again, it's still it's still the root word. Like, this is so annoying. This is just so annoying right here. We're going to see the root. Okay, but yeah, to Dr. Garza's argument, sure, fine. You know, I was wrong. Okay, fine. But then you saying that shalak, as it's used right here, with the shin, the lamed, and the het, doesn't appear in that exact form anywhere. It's always a prefix, suffix. It's insane. And this guy's a freaking doctor. So
I'm still watching him repeatedly make the same grammatical error by saying that shaliach is the noun form of shalak. But that's incorrect, because the sent one is not the sender. The noun form, I just looked it up on ChatGPT. Yeah, Dr. Garza, I use ChatGPT. So it says Cholet is the noun form of shalak. Cholet.
Okay. Yeah. It's annoying. It's like honestly, dude, like I just kind of want to ask him, like, why are you trying to like pick a fight with me? Like, I don't know, but I want to keep playing the video.
Shelia. This is why scholars and individuals do not take Unitarians seriously when they make this type of comparison or claim. Now, we can talk about Jesus being the one that was sent from God. Again, Trinitarians have no problem, because again, we believe that Jesus, he existed as the Word and took on he put on human flesh, and again, laid aside all his privileges and honor and all everything that he had before, as Paul states, found as a slave, obedient to the Father, being sent out as the Messiah. Trinitarians point to him as the second person within the nature of God, as the Word. John 1:1 and so forth. So we don't have to, that's a whole different discussion that they don't get into when they're pointing this out. They act like Trinitarians disagree that Jesus was the Messiah sent from God in human form, obviously being sent to be the Messiah. We're talking Old Testament, before he took the form of a slave. So, but this is the problem we have, is when you have these Hebrew words that are conflated together. One does exist as a verb, the other does not as a noun, and is found. So when they accuse Trinitarians of using the word Trinity, which comes from the 4th century, Constantine, okay, you take the word shaliach with the yod and you import that from rabbinical agency theology, Mishnah Talmud, into the Hebrew Bible, into the New Testament. It doesn't exist.
Okay. But then Okay, if that's the case, then Dr. Al Garza, if one who was sent out, what does that make him? You know? And okay, cool. He's actually here.
Well, he said he doesn't exist. Nobody was sent.
Yeah. Yeah, Dr. Al Garza, if you want to come up, you're more than welcome to. Yeah. The one who was sent. So we can pull up any passage about one being sent. Okay, one that I can just think of is when Abraham sends out oh my gosh, I'm drawing a blank right now. Who is his Lazarus.
Eleazar?
Eleazar. Thank you. When he sends out Eleazar, then like I can literally he says Genesis 11:12. Let's look at that real quick. Where is this? All right, so Genesis 11:12. Doesn't even.
Oh, it's a name.
It's a name. Genesis 11, what, 12? Oh, this?
Yeah.
Oh, this, Oh, I'm sorry. Is this the same thing?
Well, you're looking at the root word.
Right, but this is 7974. So this isn't even the same thing.
Yeah, this would be chalet. Because I forget what that little teardrop is called. It makes an ah sound, not an a sound. Like that's shellac. This is chalet.
So, like,
I don't know what he's
okay,
trying to say.
He's just trying to be a smartass. This is Dr. Al Garza right here. They're freaking crazy. Because let me here, where is that? 322. Oh, interlinear. My bad. Okay, so
Oh, actually, I mispronounced that. Chalet.
all right. So yeah, this is this right here. Let me here copy or oops. Copy, paste. Okay. So let me pull up Dr. Al Garza's comment just so we can all see it. Okay. So he's pointing out this specifically as the alone. Okay. So let me be more specific now for Dr. Al Garza. Okay. The root word, and I'm specifically looking at the Strong's word for a shalak. Okay, so here. Let's paste it right here. Okay. This, let me get rid of this. This is what we're looking for. Okay. So again, Dr. Al Garza, since you're here, okay, since you're here, Dr. Al Garza, I'm using a concordance because a lexicon, Dr. Al Garza, does not tell you how many times the word is used, nor does it tell you how many verses that word is used in. So this whole white belt BS stupid joke that you're trying to make, it doesn't make any sense. You're straw manning my position A guy with a doctorate degree is straw manning my position. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? We're looking at this word, Dr. Al Garza. We're not looking at this one. This is the word that you are looking at, Dr. Al Garza.
What do you do, a hit and run?
Maybe.
I mean, I don't hear him replying back to you. Oh, there he is.
I mean,
oh, he posted the wrong word.
what? Okay, so like, what word are we then looking for, Dr. Al Garza? Like, my gosh. Here's Andrew. I literally said, dude,
him.
I already said he can come up. I'm not gonna stay on like too much longer. So we already did this for an hour. But yeah, so Dr. Al Garza doesn't even know what he's freaking talking about. Like, literally, he's trying to be slick. He's trying to be slick. Oh, Genesis 11:12. Not the same word, dude. But good try, though. Good A for effort, I guess.
Doesn't
I
exist.
think I want to make a bold.
So,
Oh, what were you saying?
I want to make a bold statement. I'm a high school dropout with a GED. I have very little college. I was in learning disability classes for English and phonics and spelling. Grammar was not my area, but I think, Mr. Garza, I would give you a run for your money. That's all.
Oh, I agree with that.
we could talk about being sent out, verb and apostle. That's not the same. Those are, that's an overstatement to try and make that comparison.
Whoa. That's what I remember him saying. Okay. So it is an overstatement to say that the Greek apostle, the Greek word for apostle, would be equivalent to the Hebrew word shalach. Wow. Okay. I mean, Dr. Al Garza earlier in the video literally just said that an apostle was one who was sent. Like, then I'm just curious, Dr. Al Garza, if you can in the comments, please tell us then what the Greek equivalent to a shalach would be. Just curious.
But just the Hebrew alone does not, the Hebrew word noun, shaliach with the yod, does not appear in the Hebrew Bible. So they're importing something from rabbinical teaching, the agency doctrine, and importing that into the Bible. And they accuse Trinitarians of doing that with the word Trinity and whatever else. So this is why we have a problem. So let me point this up here real quick. This is the difference here. The shalach verb that Will pointed out, 7971, is found over 800 times in the Old Testament. To send, it appears hundreds of times again. And then we have shaliach with the yod. You see the yod there. So after the lamed there, it's yod, of course, in the chet. Okay, so that's a noun. This is a rabbinic meaning: agent, representative, or authorized messenger. The word does not appear in the Hebrew Bible. This is a formal rabbinic doctrine of agency. This is Hebrew 101 here, the verb versus a noun. So River of Eden, who was posing that question to him, saying it doesn't appear, was pointing to this word here, the noun, shaliach with the yod, versus shalach without the yod, found in the Bible. And Will conflates the two and acts like shaliach, the noun, appears under 7971, and it doesn't.
It's still the root word, buddy. It's still the root word. Same with everything else, as in shalach again. Okay, because just as Dr. Al Garza is going to keep repeating himself, I will keep repeating myself, and I don't care if it's annoying or whatever. Whether a shalach is a to send. Okay, perfect. You have that there. Okay, so what if there's a word that says he sends? Okay, He sends, she sends, they send, we send. He will send, right? Future, present, past. You know, hold on. What did he say? Genesis 42:4. Okay. All right. Let's take a look. Genesis 42. Okay, so Genesis.
I think he's trying to say that the Bible does have the root word in it, because that's the root spelling.
Okay. Right. Okay. So with this one right here, look at these bottom pieces down here, because this is what I was talking about, Dr. Al Garza. Go back and watch the video, because I said these specific three, right? Plus, wait, where is it? This comma. Now, I mean, I don't have my chart with me. Here, let me just do this. Where's our thing at? Yeah, real quick. I mean, Dr. Al Garza, I mean, shoot, dude, you're more than welcome to come up. Okay. Where is, hold on. I don't want to lose anything, because I can't share like two screens at the same time.
What do you need?
Okay. Here. This letter, the Lamed right here. Notice, where's the screen? Okay. Notice the line that goes down, and then the horizontal line. You have the horizontal line, and you have the line that goes to the side. Okay. That's the occurrence right there. When we go back, paste.
I don't even remember that being a vowel.
Right there. Now we just have the horizontal line. So again, Dr. Al Garza, go back to what I'm originally stating. Okay, it's being pronounced differently. Okay. So the point of him trying to bring up Genesis 42:4 is Dr. Al Garza is not listening to me all the way, because I made the statement that we're not going to see those three letters being used with all that there. The different from the different punctuations from the Masoretes. Okay, so I'm just trying to show Dr. Al Garza with the Lamed right there. It's pronounced differently. So even though it might have the same, it's not going to be exactly verbatim the same. So again, Dr. Al Garza, you're going to do this whole verbatim fallacy with me. I'm going to also do that with you. But the problem is, I'm just an idiot. I'm just an idiot, Dr. Al Garza. You are a freaking doctor, and you don't know that. So you still have not. And what Dr. Al Garza is doing right now is he's looking in his concordance, which he's making fun of me for using, and he's trying to find every single time that word is used, and he's trying to find a verbatim exact point of when that's being used. So that's the point of him bringing up Genesis 42:4. So he's almost at the end. No, go back and listen, Dr. Al Garza. Go back and listen. You know what's funny too? I asked him to come up. He's with his family. So why are you on the phone while you're supposedly with your family? So I did bring up the pointing from the Masoretes. I did. But whatever.
Not trained in linguistics to understand and be honest about the, now either he knows this and he's not telling the truth, or he's ignorant because he wasn't formally trained linguistically to know the difference of these words and how one appears in the Hebrew Bible as a verb and the other one does not.
Oh, now he's acting like a victim. I wish I could after the insults, but I am heading out in 10 minutes. Okay, so if you're heading out in 10 minutes, you had all this time because I emailed you, Dr. Al Garza. If you wanted to come on at like, I think I said 8 o'clock. I don't know if I gave you a specific time. So don't do this. So, yeah, I said it appears as the like it's in the root that's being used out. And real quick, is Garza going crazy over obscure speculative grammatical anomalies again? Yeah, he is. Dr. Al Garza is like, I got the Unitarians because I said Shaliach appears 800 times when Shaliach doesn't. And again, fine. If you want to say I'm wrong, that's fine. I'm wrong. I made a mistake. That's fine. I'm talking about like the root word of shalach, to send. It's as simple as that. And then today's debate would like to host a debate between Dr. Garza and Will Turner. I would freaking, man, Sean. I would. The only problem is, man, I literally told so many people after my debate with Andrew, I'm going to focus on my book. I want to work on my book. I want to do a like, I guess you can say a systematic theology book, but it's not really. I really want to focus on that. But like, if we can agree to a specific title, then like, cool. It's concordance, Dr. Al Garza. It's called a concordance. Well, I don't even know what that is. Jesse, what is a accordance?
I mean, it sounds like a derivative from the word accord. So, according to, it's an accordance.
Oh, so like when Jesus says like by his own accord. So Jesus tells us not by his own accord, but Dr. Al Garza's not doing that. Oh, okay, makes sense. Hey man, listen to Dr. Al Garza, man, dude. I've been nothing but nice to you. You're the one that started to comment on my videos, give me crap, and then you're gonna act like a victim about me giving you insults. I'm just giving it back to you.
I want to know his argument for 1 Kings 19 that he says no Unitarian can deal with, because I can deal with it.
Yeah, I don't know. You never gave me a time, buddy. I ain't your buddy guy. You know what's funny too? Like, Jesse, you box, right? Like there's videos of you boxing. Well, I know. But like Dr. Al Garza, I mean this respectfully. I don't think the way you talk about me in your video and the way you talk about me in the comment section, I honestly don't feel like you would talk that way to me if we were face to face. So, like, look, dude, you're the one that started this. I just said, okay, fine. You want to talk? We can talk. Like, I'm actually a really chill dude. I think I'm one of the most chillest dudes on here. Of all the different people I've had on my channel, I think you're just pissed off and angry because I had to cancel with you because I was busy with work and I just did not have you back on just because of your rude comments on my a friendly response video with Jacob and Halal. So I don't know.
Later rabbinical invention. Taken from the same word, obviously, they took the word shalach and made it into a noun.
Oh, real quick, Dr. Al Garza, please don't run away and answer this question. Eliezer was sent by Abraham. what would you call him then? Just curious, what would you call him, Dr. Algarza? Eleazar was sent by Abraham to go find a wife for Abraham's son Isaac. So Eleazar was a shalach. What would we call him, Dr. Algarza? Because if you want, Dr. Algarza, since you're here, okay, I'm just asking you, if your plumbing system is not correct and it is not plumbed correctly, what kind of technician would you contact? All right, to plumb is a verb. And I'll ask the chat, all people in the chat right now, if your plumbing system is not up to plumbing code or it's not plumbed correctly, what kind of technician would you call? Anybody in the chat? I don't know how many people are actually watching this at correct speed, just because someone like a few minutes ago put a comment like Wascally Wabbit, and I said that like I think 20, 30 minutes ago. Here we go. Here we go. A plumber. Right, a plumber. Right. A plumber. Right. Dr. Algarza. If your plumbing system is not plumbed correctly, you're going to send a plumber. Yes. Yes, really. Dr. Algarza. You would ask a plumber, noun, person, place, or thing, so that he can do the plumbing, verb, to plumb, your DWV system, drain, waste, and vent. Like, it's, I don't know.
But that noun doesn't appear in the Hebrew Bible. And that's what River of Eden was getting at. So River of Eden was correct. Will was wrong. And Will should correct himself and be honest and say, okay, yeah, shalach, the verb, is found in the Hebrew Bible. The word shaliach is never found in the Hebrew Bible as a noun. It is a later rabbinical doctrine of agency that appears in Mishnah and Talmud, and that's where they're pulling it from. And they're
Mishnah Talmud is not the same as the Mishnah and the Talmud. The Talmud is a bunch of this guy made a video about me. I from a verbatim standpoint, I misspoke and I was wrong when I said shiliach appears 800 sometimes. The root word shalak appears 800 sometimes, but the root word is always going to have like a prefix, suffix. The pointing of the vowels is going to be different. So Dr. Algarza is being very petty here, and we're just kind of talking about it just because I've tried to be nice to him, and I feel like he's just randomly attacking me.
Putting that into the anachronistically applying that to the Bible. Just be honest about it. Now, if I say, Will, be honest. River of Eden was correct. So you want to talk about crazy? He says, oh, this is crazy in the comment. That video was crazy because you could hear him use both words interchangeably as if they're the same, and they're not as far as where they come from. So sorry, Will.
Where they come from? Oh, dude, Kayla's in the house.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, shalom, Kayla. Yeah. Okay, but see, hold on. Wait, what did he say again? Hold on.
You can
You
hear
said where
him
they come from.
use both words interchangeably as if they're the same, and they're not, as far as where they come from.
But again, where they come from, like, dude, are you serious right now? The shaliach would come from the root word shalach. That's why the yud is added in there. Like, dude, you're funny. You're funny. I mean, this is like insane.
So, sorry, Will. You need to do better than that, because you are definitely conflating both of those words. One exists, one doesn't. So we'll see how Will takes this. We're not now, again, we're not debating on whether Jesus is sent from God or is called apostle one time in Hebrews 3, verse 1, versus being sent in the other passage as the Messiah. Trinitarians have no problem with that. So if he says, well, Jesus is still sent from God, we don't have a problem with that. The problem that you face as Unitarians face is that Jesus pre-existed with God as God in the Hebrew Bible as the Word, and of course
With God as
flesh,
God?
put on flesh, as Paul says.
Yeah. Dude, Kayla's so funny. Kayla's so funny. I love you, dude. You know what? Like, just for even argument's sake, I could even just take the Jehovah's Witness standpoint and say that Jesus did pre-exist as Michael the Archangel or whatever. All right. Like, he's still not God. Even like the whole Arian perspective that Arius had of oh shoot, what's it called? That like Jesus is its own separate God, right? That pre-existed with the Father. You know, it's like, I don't know, man. It's like, I'll take the Jehovah's Witness route. I don't care. Still doesn't like prove your point, but whatever.
Existing in the form of God, put on flesh, found in the form of a slave, obedient to God as the Messiah. Of course, he's obedient and did everything with the Father. What he saw the Father do, he did. What the Father told him. Therefore, yes, he gave up. He put aside his privileges, all the things he had before. That is what BDAG says. I agree with it. It has all the scholarly backing behind it. No problem there.
That's what BDAG says about Shalak.
I think he's talking about apostolos, but I don't think apostolos put all that commentary. I mean, I don't think BDAG put all that commentary in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So again, we don't have a problem with saying the Messiah Jesus is being sent as the Messiah, because that's what he came to do. The question is, did he pre-exist as God prior? And the answer for us is yes, he did. And I've shown this many times as the Word, especially in 1 Kings 19, verses 9 through 15, where no Unitarian can escape that distinction between the Word Yahweh and Yahweh himself with Elijah. I've had no Unitarian truly try to answer that. They dance around it, and they go to other places and try, but they never look at the context. Remember, we look at context, language, and grammar, proper exegesis and hermeneutics. This individual Will does not. He's conflating both words. They are not the same. So hopefully Will corrects himself on this, because River of Eden was correct. And the crazy part is Will was way wrong. So anyway, I want to make this video. Thank you for tuning in for Bible Answers Unfiltered and Black Belt Theology and Apologetics. Have a wonderful day and God bless.
You know what? It's gonna be funny. Like, I have such a small YouTube channel, and I think he has like 40,000 followers, right? Like, so I have a small YouTube channel compared to him. I guarantee you, people are gonna be like, "Who's this guy? Why are you making a video of a guy with 1,000 followers?" Like, I don't know. Jesse though, I was gonna say, oh wait, what did she say? Will, no turns are allowed to say anything about context. They hate the context. Jesse, I haven't looked into First Kings. I have not. I saw the comment. I think Brad even said something about it. I'm gonna make you like big screen.
All right.
Do you want to go like? Did you have a chance to go over and everything?
I read it briefly, yeah, but I'll be real with you. I don't know his grammatical argument. So
Also
I
too, real quick. What is it called? I think Brad even said it's different in the LXX. Like the LXX eliminates the problem, and so I from what I heard, I didn't, but so does the Dead Sea Scrolls. Like it only appears in the Masoretic. I didn't know if you had a chance to kind of like look at all that or.
yeah, I did. Basically, Elijah, he's fleeing from Jezebel. The word of the Lord came to him. There was an earthquake, there was a fire. God wasn't with it. That he heard a still small voice speaking, and it says, I have been. The Lord said to him, "Go and return." So I guess the word of the Lord is saying, "Go and return." I don't know his whole argument, but this type of an argument I've heard like in other places like Jeremiah. The word of the Lord came saying, only people come and go and speak, right? But that's an idiomatic expression. I had a word come to mind. It doesn't mean that someone came into my mind and start speaking. What does the Bible say? You have to assume. You have to read your own opinion into the text and assume that this is a different person apart from God. But aside from that, I don't have too much more to say without hearing his full argument.
Okay, well, he said 9. I think didn't he say 9 to 15?
Yeah, 9 to 15.
Okay, can we? So what? And he came. The word. Okay, so and behold, the word of the Lord came to him, and he said on. Okay, so I think he's like pointing out like word of the Lord as
Yeah.
Jesus. Okay, so then
Maybe
Jesus.
this is it. He said to him,
I have been very jealous for the Lord God of. He says, I have been
"What
very
do you
jealous for the
hear?"
Lord God of hosts, for the children of Israel have forsaken.
And hold up. I don't know his argument, and I wish I did. I'm going to look at this Hebrew real quick. Because
Yeah.
if he's going to try to misrepresent this text. So, hold on. Did I open the right verse?
As the word of the Lord being the person, and then he says
Yeah.
Lord, then like we're the word.
Yeah, the word said to him. So the word said to Elijah.
Okay, yeah.
So the word of the Lord to him, and behold, the word of the Lord to him, and he said. Now, I don't know if this is his argument, but if it's masculine, and he thinks masculinity makes a person, as a grammarian, he should know better. Because if the bar is masculine, the genders must match, and genders of nouns does not make a person. I don't know if that's his argument, but if it is, and he's a grammarian, he would be misrepresenting the grammar.
Well, shoot, he misrepresented me. Like, oh, people who use concordances are white belt theology. Like, okay.
Well, white belt could kick a black belt's butt any day of the week. The only difference is we just haven't leveled up yet to get that. It doesn't mean we ain't got potential.
But again, though, lexicon doesn't tell you. So, okay, so like then Dr. Al Garza, what are you going to use to find how many times a word is used? Can't use the lexicon, so what are you going to use?
A
Like,
mechanic does not have to watch a YouTube video to change brakes. I might, but the point is we can both get the job done.
Yeah. But I think that's his argument because the word of the Lord and he said onto him, Elijah. It's adding personification to the word of the Lord.
I mean, it would be an it. Just like in John 1:1, Logos is masculine, all the pronouns are masculine. Does that mean it's a person? What about John 6:60, where Logos is there with the same pronoun, but now it's translated as an it?
Yeah.
So I say it again, I'll give him a run for his money, and I don't have a PhD.
I'm gonna ask Kayla, do you want to come up? Because we can end the live stream, but we can still be on here. So we'll be backstage, you know, so we can talk like in private. But that was, yeah, I think that's his argument too. I heard he brought that up in another video. I'm trying to think, I can't remember which one it was, but yeah, I just wanted to for everyone to watch, I just wanted to like clarify what I meant. And you know how Dr. Al Garza is basically treating me is kind of BS, but you know, cool. Okay. Kayla, go ahead, click on the link. Just because, you know, I have no problem admitting that like I was wrong, but again, I was talking more of what's it called? Like the word itself, like the root word to send. So he is a sent one, she sent, she's a sent one, they sent, they were sent, everything like that. The root word is still going to be there. But like, I don't know. Dr. Algarza is probably going to make a video and be like, well, Will calls himself Will, but that's not his real name. His real name is William. Ha 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 ha. God. You know what I mean? Like, but no, Jesse, like, I agree with you too. Out of anything else, Dr. Al Garza could have called us out on. He's calling us out on that. Okay. You know, so, if you guys are still, Kayla, click on this link right here. StreamYard, you can come on up them real quick. If while you guys are watching, I just want to let everyone know too that I'm having a formal debate with Andrew Griffin. His YouTube channel is called Unitarian Apologetics. I'm having this debate on the 25th, 12 days from now. So super excited about that. And if you guys can, please tune in. It's going to be on today's debate. Let me pull. Wait, where is he? Where is he? There he is. So this is today's debate right here. There's the logo. It's going to be there. It's going to be moderated by Sean Griffin, and my opponent's going to be Andrew Griffin. They are not related. So if you guys can, definitely tune in for that one. The debate title is going to be, does Galatians teach against the law of Moses? So it's going to be a pronomian debate, which oh, Jesse, I'm excited about it because I've had 3 debates already regarding like the Trinity. So like, you know, I don't know, like it's just such a bad argument. I'd rather argue like for the Torah, pronomianism, stuff like that. You know,
I'll peep this out, and maybe I'll make a special video for him. That way I can hear his whole argument. Apparently, how to refute 2 Unitarians with it.
Dang, what was that? ChatGPT?
Yeah.
Holy crap! It can
apparently
actually do that?
He must have stumped Mike with it, and that's your buddy right there, right?
Well, he's not my buddy. Yeah, that's who I'm debating.
Yeah, but I didn't mean it in a bad way or a good way, just figuratively.
Does it give a date? Can you scroll down a little bit?
Oh, I could probably open the video to get information. Yeah. I don't know if I could just hit play if you want.
Yeah,
Is that loud?
I don't hear anything. Oh, there's Stand on Scripture, Taylor. Yeah, hey Jesse, I can't hear anything.
Oh,
Hey, anybody in the chat? Anybody in the chat? Can you guys hear it or?
no, I have to route it a special way. I didn't intend on doing this, so
Here,
you
Jesse, can you post the video in private chat, and then I mean, I can play it.
yeah, share. There's the button. That's what I was looking for. Copy a link.
Yeah, can you like share it and then share
I'm
it to
working
something?
on it. It's coming. There it is.
Yeah, I'm working. I'm still working on my cross exam questions. I got some good ones. But yeah, let's. I know.
If
Yeah,
that
he's
one
gonna be
doesn't
like,
work, there's this one. Sometimes if the share button acts goofy, but that's the actual website from the browser.
yeah, it doesn't let me. It won't let me like copy it.
Oh, you can't copy?
Nope.
Not even if you highlight the
No.
messages?
No, try private. Try private. Oh, what did Michael say? Well, now you're on the right track because it's equivalent to me asking.
Yeah,
him
now it's
to-
clickable.
And what was Jehovah when he sent it? She's on earth. Yeah. There we go. Yep.
It's about a 4-minute video. That's a nice short one for me to play with. Dr. Garza, you gonna make me famous, bro.
Kayla's here. Hey, Shalom sis. Did you want to watch this video really quick, or did you want to like get into your debate? Kayla. Yeah, Kennedy, exactly. Oh, fixing my audio. Okay. Oh man, I was in installation today, so I'm all itchy.
Wait.
You are the fathers.
I have one that says that too. Jesus saying, "I'm your daddy." I also have him riding a horse saying, "I'm going to take my horse to the Old Town Road."
Well,
Yep.
all right. I'm gonna end it. Thanks for everyone for coming on. Jesse, stay on, because then we'll talk to Kayla. Kayla, stay too. Thanks everyone for watching. I hope that kind of brought some clarity. And sure, Dr. El Garza, whatever, I messed up. My bad. I don't know. So then, okay, then Dr. El Garza, you have to focus in on specifically that one word and nothing else. Well, all right. Shalom, guys.